he's got to put up a time to help himself out in the future seedings, and this race is just about to begin.
Yeah, good luck to all these runners as we're about to get started here. And, as we often discuss the beginning of these any percent races, it'll be curious to see what routes our players take. 2 first versus 3 first routes here.
My guess is that Maligord and Southern Pretzel are both going to be running 2 first, just from looking at their times. I haven't watched either one of them run, and as soon as I say that, Maligord's heading straight over towards level 3.
Commentator's curse 10 seconds in.
Oh man, yeah. The only thing I know, I haven't been able to watch him yet. I do know he had the unfortunate task of drawing Unos in the first round.
Correct. And Southern Pretzel did mention that he was going to be running a 2 first red candle route, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as the race goes on. As Maligord's finally got his screen scrolls down, and he's making his way into level 3 first.
As we see VGT doing one of his trademark things, clipping up into the heads-up display. He has spent a lot of time working on that. Makes his path to level 2 a little bit different from everyone else's.
A little bit different is putting it lightly. Yeah, so we should at least briefly mention the major differences in these 2 routes. The 2 first route is a little bit safer, especially in that race setting. Whereas the 3 first route you see Maligord on, I mean, he'll be tackling Dark Nuts and be a little bit more underpowered in level 3. It's a little faster of a route, but it's much more dangerous in a race.
It is much more dangerous, although it has some advantages. The real tricky part about the 2 first route doesn't happen until later in the run. It allows you to get runs going, but as the run progresses, there are some difficult spots in it, including the back-to-back running of levels 5 and level 7. Your bomb resources management in those dungeons is absolutely critical when you have to run them back-to-back.
Yeah, absolutely true. So many any percent runs are really about resource management, and it'll be interesting to see which players can keep their bomb counts up, keep their rupees up, and manage resources to victory. Yeah, Southern Pretzel making quick work of Dodongo to get out of level 2, BGT right behind him. And meanwhile, Maligord makes it through that Dark Net room, is able to grab that raft. So still got 4 bombs, in good shape to take care of level 3, but this is a solid level 3 from him so far to start things off.
It is, yeah. I mean, you got to get off on a good foot here. We saw BGT, unfortunately, did not get any bombs off of Dodongo as he was clearing level 2. So he's going to be leaving with 5. Unfortunately, he did get bombs on more than one occasion in the middle of the dungeon, at least. But he's going to be looking for more bombs at this point.
Yeah, Maligord will be as well. He'll be going into that man. Only 2 bombs. Looks like he's here to see if he can get an extra drop, because Manhandle is by far one of the trolliest and most RNG-dependent bosses that we've got in this run. So if you only have 2 bombs to use on Manhandla, it's going to be it can go south very quickly.
Yeah, and he isn't only going to have 2 bombs. Let's see how he handles it. And Manhandle all the way on the other side of the room, but 1 bomb cleanly, almost too clean.
Yeah, I mean, very efficient use of bombs. The only slightly unfortunate thing there is he kind of dropped that bomb directly in the middle of Manhandla, and that's going to prevent him from getting that bomb drop off of Manhandla. So typically after level 3, Maligord is going to want to head up to level 4, but you want to head into level 4 with at least a pair of bombs, and Maligord won't be able to do that right now, so it'll be interesting to see where he progresses from here. Yeah, we're getting some farming off the blue Octoroks to see if he can get a bomb drop, but he doesn't have one here. We'll see if he can try and force one.
As we saw BGT head up and get the 100 secret, whereas Southern Pretzel instead opting for the 230 secrets outside of level 2, then picking up the white sword.
Yeah, that's a pretty quick white sword pickup as he's heading into level 1, and his PB is just under 41 minutes, so he's one of those players that's definitely bringing that time down in the last couple of weeks. And really nice work from Maligord. Was able to pick that bomb drop up off the Vires in the beginning of level 4, so should be in okay shape to get through this this level 4, at least resource wise.
Yeah, that was a tricky spot, and so he is the only person we're going to get to see one of the real treacherous parts of this run on the 3 first route, and that is having to fight Gleeok with the wood sword and 4 hearts.
Yeah, no one really enjoys that fight, and runs die to that fight for sure. It's definitely a big bottleneck in this run, but if he can make it past that fight, he'll be in good shape going forward. Southern Pretzel's headed in to grab his bow right now.
Interesting to watch. I mean, Southern Pretzel, more or less, probably a slight lead right now. Until I see Maligord take down this 3 first route, I'm not sure I trust him in that room with Gleeok.
Well, it's a difficult room for any runner, really, and he's got to be careful here in the breakfast room as well. One of those resource things, he's already up to 22 rupees, so if for some reason, Maligord wants to go that 3 first blue candle, he might have the resources to do it, down to 2 hearts as he heads in to grab his ladder, so he's going to have to be careful the back half of level 4 here.
Yep. Meanwhile, Southern Pretzel, now up to 6 hearts with the white sword and picking up his second Triforce piece.
This is a really solid run from Southern Pretzel so far.
It really is. Part of me almost wishes he was running against BGT right now, because that'd be an exciting race as it currently stands.
Yeah, they're pretty neck and neck.
We're seeing Maligord do an interesting strategy here, going with the horizontal ladder clip instead of the vertical one in this T room.
Yeah, you don't see that too often, but this room in the darkness has a moat. The actual tiles are shaped like a T, and in order to get across the moat, he's using this ladder clip glitch to be able to make his way across the moat.
Then bombing left out of the money room. He's got all the money he needs before even going into level 1, and unfortunately does not get as many Vires as he was hoping to with that bomb. So now Maligord's gonna have a little bit of bomb trouble again.
Well, and more importantly, 2 hearts going into the Gleeok fight. Gleeok's gonna take 16 hits with this wood sword in order to go down.
The good thing about Gleeok is, you see those fireballs on the screen. No more than 1 can be on the screen at a time, although when it hits you, that means another one's coming pretty soon. Oh, and there it is.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Now, Maligord does have the option, and we see him taking that option, so a death in a dungeon in this tournament requires you to return to that room in the dungeon at some point in the run. So, actually, Maligord does not have to go back and fight Gleeok again right now. So, he can go back and finish that fight later, and we see him doing that right now. He's actually going to bail and
some bombs.
pick up some bombs, yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see where this route takes Maligord from here.
I would think he's going to go to level 1, but I can't be certain. Lord knows the last couple of days, there has not been a single commentator who's known what's been in the head of a runner at any point in time.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most important features of these 80% no Up+A races is you have to be able to adapt to a lot of different circumstances. So if a fight doesn't go as well, if you take a death or don't have the bombs or rupees to go your normal route, do you have a backup plan in place? Or maybe a backup plan for the backup plan? Well, Maligord is going to go back into level 4. He farmed a little bit of health, so he's going to try and finish off that Gleeok now.
Right, and then in doing so, hopefully leave with the with the bomb situation that he would like to have going forward into level 1. Unfortunately, what that did do was stop him from being able to pick up the blue candle unless he gets a lot of rupees in between here and level 1.
Because of the bomb purchase, that's right. Yeah, so meanwhile, Southern Pretzel is continuing this very smooth run so far. Heading into the Manhandle fight, he's got 4 bombs. Let's see how this goes. Wow.
Making 7.
Really well played, you know. That's the ideal Manhandle fight. To not only just use 1 bomb, but have Manhandle roll over that bomb that you drop so that you're able to force the bomb drop off of Manhandle.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier when we said almost too clean. Oh, and gets a nice bomb and 5 rupee off that fire. He might make it out of here okay after all.
Yeah, as we said, it all comes down to that fight, so hopefully he has a better fight this time going into Gleeok. Meanwhile, BGT's grabbing his raft right now, so he's right on Southern Pretzel's heels. You see Southern Pretzel going to level 4.
Oh, and gets the heart and the bomb off of that fire. I know, and another heart, so Maligord's going to go into this with full health and 7 bombs. Not that the bombs do him any good against Gleeok, but it's nice to have. That's what he wants that full health for right there.
Yeah, we probably won't see him try to force a bomb drop off Gleeok or anything here.
Oh, unfortunately got hit eventually. You can only live that life against Gleeok for so long, but now he's only got to get 6 more hits. Playing it very safe.
Meanwhile, BGT with also a very nice Manhandle fight. Got the 1 bomb kill along with the bomb drop off of the Manhandle.
So, if I'm not mistaken, all 3 runners killed Manhandle with 1 bomb.
Yeah, that's really impressive in a race setting. That is one of those spots where you'll see runners end up having to adapt after a rocky RNG fight.
Oh, and Maligord playing like Iceman there, just waiting out that Gleeok, takes him down. He had to do that because his run was very close to shot at this point if he did not take it down in that instance.
Yeah, it's absolutely a setting where you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of time if you can get through safely. Yeah, meanwhile, Southern Pretzel's grabbing his ladder, and BGT looks like we'll be heading up to buy the blue ring here.
Yeah, quietly amassing his 255 rupees. Early double hundo.
Yeah, it's an effective way to pick up the blue ring early. So look at one of the things we're seeing as these runners are spending some time in level 4 here. One of the reasons that level 4 can be so challenging on your resources is that those enemies in level 4 will not drop hearts or rupees for you when you've got the wooden sword. Now Southern Pretzel and BGT will both be going in there with the white sword, so they'll be able to get some potential health drops from the Zols. Virus still won't give him health drops, so it's pretty sparse on resources in terms of keeping your health up.
Oh, absolutely. Level 4 is the place where you really have to start exercising that resource management because, like you said, Amo, you're not getting anything from those guys unless you're dropping bombs.
Yeah, and we saw that on Maligord's level 4. As Southern Pretzel makes it through that Gleeok fight with just 1 heart remaining. Well done. And again, taking half the hits with the white sword, Southern Pretzel really using that to his advantage there.
Ooh, a clutch candle there from BGT before those keys got away from him.
Yeah, the candle strat's very underrated.
Especially when it comes to the guys who will have the red, any of the runners who will have the red candle in this race. May just be Southern Pretzel.
Well, and more candle strats from BGT, finishing off that breakfast room and heading in to grab his ladder. So Southern Pretzel is out of level 4. I imagine we're going to be seeing a world wrap here
Yeah.
from Southern Pretzel, and then probably a trip over to level 5.
Yeah, I mean, the name of the game right now for Southern Pretzel, I'm not sure if he realizes it or not, though, is just hashtag don't die, because he has a lead that I'm pretty sure he can maintain as long as he stays out of trouble at this point.
Yeah, it's putting together a really solid run, and level 5, another one of those spots where there's a lot of potential danger, but going into it, by running the red candle route, he'll be going into it with 10 heart containers and the white sword, so things like blue dark nuts will go down a little bit more quickly for him.
Man, that Aquamenus was holding his line there against Maligord, although eventually he's not exactly the strongest opponent, so Maligord able to take him down, but that took a lot longer than you would like to have to take in a fight against perhaps the outside of Goma, who only takes one arrow shot, but as far as, the sword enemies, maybe the easiest boss in the game.
It's a race, you never know who's going to put up more of a fight than usual. Yeah, BGT making short work of Gleok, so he'll probably be right on Southern Pretzel's tail, heading up to level 5 next. Maligord's making his way across the desert, and then we're going to see Southern Pretzel screen wrap over to the level 5 screen. So we got a great race going. All these runners are piecing things together.
Yeah, with any luck, we'll have all 3 runners here at level 5 at the same time on slightly different routes.
Yeah, that'd be quite the sync, 3-way sync here.
Now, I'm interested to see what Southern Pretzel's going to do for his bomb situations. He picked up the bomb from those Gibdos before heading up to what we call the Room of Requirement, with the nasty blue Dark Nut room guarding the recorder. He's going to need bombs after this dungeon because he's headed to level 7 next.
Yeah, as we said, I mean, it's all about resources. He gets a really nice first bomb in that room to get 3 Dark Nuts at once.
Man, they lined up just perfectly.
In case you missed it, BGT is in the HUD again.
What's new? And I take it back. We are not. Oh no, he's just going ahead and burning the bush for level 8. He's not going to go in there.
BGT had me worried there a little bit.
Yeah. Well, last night in the race between BT and Four Eyes Steven, we did see Bresticle take a unexpected trip into level 8 early.
Yeah, that's right. So Southern Pretzel opted not to use too many of those bombs in the recorder room, so he's going to leave with his recorder and with 5 bombs. He's still going to need some more for level 7, but there are lots of race backup options for where you can pick up some extra bombs along the way.
Yeah, my guess is he's going to try to get the get bombs off of a Dodongo here very shortly. And if he can do that with 1, he'll have 8 bombs, which will leave him 1 bomb to use on Digdogger, and then he'll still have 7 for level 7.
Yeah, ideally that's how you'd like to play your bombs in this situation, running the red candle route. Okay, Maligord's on his way up to that room of requirement, the recorder room up here. So let's see how he does in here. He's heading in with 7 bombs. Again, still the wooden sword, so the bomb usage here is going to be a lot more critical for him. Let's see how he does in here.
He's not getting the kind of setups that he would like, or anyone for that matter would like, trying to take this down with the wood sword.
Yeah, this is going to be dangerous for him now. This is not a place you want to take a death in this run.
The good news for him is he doesn't have to go to level 7 after this. The bad news is that he still that means he has one more dungeon to complete than Southern Pretzel, but
yeah, so even though he and his opponent are in the same dungeon, Maligord's a little bit behind at this moment.
Well, it looks like instead we're just seeing Southern Pretzel take down Dig Dogger with the with look like he used one bomb there, and then 2 hits with the white sword, and he is on his way out with only 4 bombs.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want that fight to go. Drop a bomb, blow the recorder, so that that bomb hits the 3, or in this case, just 1 mini Dig Dogger, and then sword down the mini Dig Dogger the rest of the way. Maligord down to 1 heart in this room of requirement, so he's going to play this really conservatively, much like we saw that Gleeok fight. And that 2nd heart doesn't do much to help, because this Blue Dark Nut will still do 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah. It makes you feel a little better that you're not beeping, though, at least.
You know, I've heard different takes on that. Some players actually think that you get a little casual when you've got 2 hearts in a room like this, because you don't hear the beeping, so you don't appreciate the urgency. It gets that fairy drop there as he finishes off the room. Meanwhile, I mean, slowly but surely, bentglasstube is finished off his room of requirement with that white sword. He's headed off to finish level 5 as well, and he'll be, again, still kind of right behind southernpretzel, hoping to put up a good time. And he grabs those bombs back through Fort Gibdo.
Yep, and speaking of bombs, we're still looking for some more bombs for southernpretzel. He had some rupee excess, but was unable to get up to the point where he would have enough to buy some bombs, like Maligord did earlier. Let's see.
Now, fortunately for southernpretzel, I mean, there are a couple of... We'll see which one he opts for in level 7. But the first room in level 7, instead of bombing to the north, if you bomb west, you can kill a room of Keese and get a static bomb drop in that room. And there's also a bomb drop a bit later. Oh, he can also pick up the bombs in this blue Gorilla room. He's using this bait strat to finish off this room nice and quickly.
That was very well done by southernpretzel. The key there in these situations where you've got to improvise on the fly is to come up with a plan as quickly as possible and execute it to perfection, which is what he did.
Oh, absolutely there. BGT finishing off Dig Dogger, so he'll be headed out of level 5. He'll be in a similar situation. He's only got 3 bombs, so he'll be looking to pick up some bombs on his way to level 7 as well.
Yep, like I said, both runners that are doing level 5 and level 7 are encountering the issue of bomb shortages on that route. But the route itself has paid dividends for them both, as they are certainly traversing through this run so far at a quicker pace than Maligord, who went with the 3-1 route, the higher risk, higher reward, so to speak. Yeah,
the routing decisions for players in this tournament are absolutely interesting, but I think for most runners, it's about doing what route you're comfortable with. You're most likely to get through quickly if you're doing something that you know and are comfortable running. 2 first, blue candle, red candle, blue ring, whatever it is. And so I think we're seeing that from these runners.
Ooh, and speaking of getting through, a great bomb drop for Pretzel, but he is down to just 2.5 hearts now here in level 7.
Yeah, level 7 is deceptively dangerous. All those blue gorillas you have to run through take away 1 heart of damage. Dig Dogger can do 2. You still have Wall Masters, so he's got to be careful here as he finishes up level 7, hopefully. Yeah, one of those mini Dig Doggers escaped. He was able to mow him down and get a fairy drop after. That is a huge drop for southernpretzel.
Yeah, a coup for him, certainly. Now, he is going to have a slightly more difficult time in here, most likely. Although that one bubble is being nice and not spawning. He is guarding the push block quite vigorously, but all told, yeah. I think he'll take that.
Yeah, he was able to make it through. In the red candle route, the spawns in that reverse C Wallmaster room will be a bit more challenging. The bubbles kind of will hug the walls a little more at the start, so it can make it tougher or put you in more danger of getting grabbed by a Wallmaster. So we did a nice job making it through there.
Yeah, because especially in a race situation, the last thing you want to have happen to see that blue hand grab you and take you back to the beginning of this 33 or however many room dungeon that it is.
It's a big dungeon, and it's a huge time loss to get snatched. So BGT is through his Hungry Gorilla room. He'll be heading into that red candle room as well. Maligord's working on his world wrap here. Now BGT has his blue candle, so he's going to save a little bit of time by not having to grab the red one in this room.
And hopefully have some more favorable setups in the coming rooms. He's clearing out this room here. You can get bombs here from this blue gorilla room, and that's what he does.
Yeah, I will say this about level 7: there are enough static drops that, you know, it's not the most evil level out there. They try to help you out with a couple bomb opportunities.
Yeah, and that first bomb for BGT, not useful. Now he's going to try to take out the Dig Dogger bites.
Yeah, he's using a nice trick here. Those 3 Dig Dogger, I like that, Dig Dogger bites. If you kill one of the 3 and then exit and re-enter the room, the other 2 will be dead by the time you make it back in there. So it's a really nice use of that strat if you don't want to chase the other 2 Dig Dogger bites around.
But here you see both bubbles spawning in the middle, or all 3 in the middle, and one of them just completely never spawning at all. Oh, can he get away?
Careful.
Can he get the ball? Oh, Wallmaster gets back in. He'll lose some time, but not have to go back to the start of the dungeon. I think he'll take that. Meanwhile, we see Pretzel getting bopped around in the known as the Belfry room in level 6. He's about to head into some danger. Yeah,
this is where the race can get a little bit extra interesting because level 6, 8, and 9 are by far the most challenging levels combat-wise, and it's very easy for any runner to take a death in one of these levels, so you just want to play it a little extra careful here. Southern is in the first, what we refer to as the magical breakfast room.
And he did a fantastic job of avoiding damage, which again is really all he needs to do at this point. He does not have to use any kind of insane speed strats anywhere in the rest of this run. He just needs to survive safely.
Avoid mistakes. Right.
Yeah. So he's going to hope to get probably some health off of these Vyres. They're not being very cooperative as of yet. Gets 1 heart, and now he's heading into Magical Brunch, which is really the last dangerous portion of level 6.
It's good to have a little brunch on Sunday, right, Liquid?
Absolutely, it's the best time. Oh, and that bomb drop is going to allow him to get a little more fast and loose in this room.
Yeah, overall he's playing it well, a little bit conservatively, but again, there's no reason to go wild in here when you've got the lead that he's got. Again, I'm not sure if he's got Maligord's stream up.
I would have to think even if he doesn't have his stream up, he probably knows he is in a good position right now. This has been a very clean run for him. He's going to be leaving here with 8 bombs. I mean, that's fantastic. That's exactly where you would want to be if you could draw it up.
No question. And he's out of 6 within a minute of his PB, actually, which is a sub 40. So he's on a good pace for himself personally as well. So he's got to know he's in good shape. I agree.
Oh, and we see Dodongo not being so nice to Maligord, although he is going to leave with 8 bombs. Fortunately, he had plenty at his disposal. And BGT making good, quick use of that blue ring and magical sword in the first magical breakfast room. You'll see him be able to take things on the chin a little bit better than our other competitors because of that.
Yeah, and I'd like to encourage all our viewers to go and give each of these runners a follow. They're putting on a good show today, and they're all up there competing in this tournament.
Maligord playing us a prog rock epic on that recorder, heading back to level 4. I guess he's heading to level 7 now, I guess, yeah. And this just goes to show you playing a route that you're comfortable with and being good at executing well within it is more important than trying the fastest route out there. Maligord took the fastest route of anybody so far in this game, and he is certainly fallen behind.
Well, and it'd be curious to see if that's a route that he practiced, if something that he was comfortable with, or that he just kind of opted to do for, one of the first times, perhaps. BGT's finishing up level 6 here, so he'll be floating over to level 8, and Southern Pretzel makes it through that first Blue Lagoon and is headed into the second one right now. He's only down to 5 hearts, and again, no blue ring for Southern Pretzel, so he's just going to want to be extra careful in here. Ooh, takes a bop from that blue dark nut, so he's down to 2.5 hearts.
Yeah, these guys typically drop a fair amount of hearts. He's not getting anything from them right now, though. And if you want to get hit in this room, you want to get hit by the fireballs that are coming at you, because they don't do 2 hearts of damage. Ooh, no health whatsoever there on the back end.
Yeah, that's some bad RNG, because those blue dark nuts, as you mentioned, are in the health drop group, so they have the highest likelihood of dropping hearts and or fairies for these runners.
Yeah.
Southern Pretzel's not getting any extra drops in that staircase, so he's going to head up toward this 8-headed Gleeok.
Looks like he's going to get the arrows out here for these Poles boys. See if he can get some life out of them.
This is a really nice backup strategy here. Although, again, they're not in a...
Oh, God.
Right, their drop group isn't as likely to drop hearts as the Dark Nuts. Wow, BGT with a very nice Blue Lagoon, that first one. So he's leaving it with Beam Sword.
Extremely impressive. Now we're going to watch an extremely safe attempt here by Southern Pretzel, it looks like, to avoid everything flying around on the screen. He's got to get 2 more hits in now. And he does it with half a heart remaining.
Wow, well done, Southern Pretzel. Yeah, if you've got a lot of hearts, you'll see some players kind of tank that fight and just situate themselves right in front of Gleeok and take the damage, but take him down quickly. But when you don't have the health, it's a really frantic fight.
Yeah, I think we may see that very soon, actually, if BGT can get through here with... He had almost full health going into that room. He got bopped around a little bit. The Gibdos were protecting that staircase quite well, but 10 hearts and the blue ring, he's probably... not make that 9 hearts in the blue ring. He's probably going to tank it pretty hard.
Yeah, that's probably a solid play from him. Meanwhile, Southern Pretzel, looks like Southern Pretzel is going to grab his potion before level 9, so he'll be set up in good shape to be safe from a lot of those potential slip-ups in level 9. Maligord's got to be careful here in level 7. He was down to half a heart there for a split second. Got a couple drops, so he's up to 2.5 as he heads to his Dig Dogger fight.
I was surprised that he left that room there, because, I mean, he was one Guerrilla away from getting an extra 4 bombs, which could really come in handy. He does get a nice fairy there, though.
So Southern Pretzel headed up to level 9, which, as we know from watching these races, I mean, anything can happen in level 9, even with a potion or 2. It's just a very dangerous dungeon. Lots of enemies doing 2 hearts of damage, and Southern Pretzel does not have that blue ring.
Well, Maligord not where you want to be here in this reverse sea room, trying to hide from the bubbles.
Right, I'm a little surprised to see him not switch to arrows here. He's got plenty of rupees to use some arrows that he can fire.
Oh, and I saw that coming. He got bopped into the clock. He's going to have to leave and come back in.
So Southern Pretzel, starting off level 9, is going to pick up this first key. So he has all the keys he'll need to complete the game at this point. And technically all the bombs he'll need to complete the game, although we might see him try to pick up a bomb at some point as he makes his way through level 9. Patra 1 is usually the spot to pick that up.
Yeah. If you get a decent setup from Patra, you can try to kill him rather efficiently and get those bombs. Or if you see yourself being able to clip through, you might see him try to force a bomb count on the old man.
Yeah, not a lot of respect for your elders when you see that strat implemented. So we do see the Patra skip there. So he went right through him, and no building the bomb count on the old man either. He's just going to go right forward. Again, he has enough bombs to complete the game at this point.
Yeah, he may just be hoping, not hoping, but trying to get a random one somewhere along the way. Again, playing it semi-conservatively.
You will also see some runners look to force a bomb drop off of the Zols on the other side of the staircase. If he kills some keys, he might be in a position to do that. BGT is having a solid level 9 at the start and makes very quick work of that next room, Wizrobe room, and he's headed out right where Southern Pretzel is right now.
Yeah, I mean, BGT, if I had to pick someone to win a race between the three of these, he would, at the start, would be my guy, so I think that skill tends to lend itself to show in places like level 9. As we can see now, the bomb count coming from Southern Pretzel.
Yeah, it's not a bad backup strat to use the keys in that next room to get your count to where you want it, and then go back to the Zols if you're in a pinch and force your bomb that way. BGT takes out Patra 2 and heads up to try to pick up his silver arrows. The advantage of killing Patra 2, Southern Pretzel with a really nice Patra 2 skip. The advantage of killing Patra 2 is that he won't be there on your way back out of those stairs. So BGT will have an easier time making it through.
Yeah, I mean, each way has its risk and reward. Oh, Pretzel, not able to turn the corner there, gets hit by the red Wizrobe beam, and we're going to see a potion from him for sure.
Yeah, BGT with a really solid reverse C, and he's on his way back out now. We'll see if he goes for this reverse block clip coming out from the stairs. He is going for it. It's a tricky clip to pull off, and sometimes if you miss it, this room can get dicey, so looks like he's going to try and clear out these blue Wizrobes if he can.
Yeah, certainly BGT is all about whatever clips he can find, but in this instance couldn't pull that one off. But with the expertise that he showed in that reverse C room, takes the theoretical lead over Southern Pretzel, even though they're not racing each other.
Right, and that reverse block clip is one of the most high-pressure clips you're forced to pull off. We see Southern Pretzel going for it as well, having a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, in both instances, there was a red Wizrobe sitting right at the top of the screen, blocking their comfort zone on trying to reset that clip.
Yeah, maximum pressure. So we see BGT using the first of his potions here in this trap room with Wizrobes in it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take it with you. So, in this situation, better to be safe than sorry. You're not running against anybody right now. You're just trying to put up a time. So, in those situations, 10 seconds sounds a lot better than 5 minutes. He sneaks through that trap room before anything bad happens to him, and he's going to be heading to Patra 3 now to set up to Ganon.
Yeah, and unfortunately Southern Pretzel taking some damage in that trap room, so he's going to use the second of his potions, and he won't have a potion left for Patra 3 or Ganon from here on out.
Yeah. So
he will BGT is in good shape here.
Yeah. He will have 12 hearts, which is, from this point on at least, which is nice. As we see Maligord taking a death, and I believe that was Magical Brunch in level 6.
That's correct. Yeah.
Let's see what BGT does with Ganon here. He's gotten 2 hits on him. He needs 1 more. Now Ganon playing hide and seek fairly well, but the pig does go down. And so BGT will be our first competitor to finish this afternoon.
Well, that was tried to get away from him a little bit there, but he just kind of stuck with it, and he's going to finish with an official SRL time of 39 minutes and 9 seconds. Meanwhile, we see Southern Pretzel headed to his Ganon fight here. We're seeing more and more runners fight Ganon in the middle of the room, and he takes a bop, but he's able to take him down. Well played from Southern Pretzel, and he's going to finish with an official SRL time of 39 minutes and 54 seconds, and take the victory in the race against Maligord.
Yes, and personal milestone for him. This is his race PB by over a minute. So well done for Southern Pretzel. 39:54, as you said, his official SRL time.
Yeah, Maligord did take another death in level 6, and so he's still got to work his way back through that magical brunch room.
So the most unfortunate part of in dungeons that you have to go right back into them is you have to start over from the start of the dungeon with 3 hearts. Kind of can put the pressure on, especially on when it comes to level 9. You see a lot of guys have to duck out. Discretion being the better part of valor. And now we do have our first finisher in the commentary booth with us. That's bentglasstube. BGT, congratulations on your default, but still very well played victory.
Yeah, good game. Good game, BGT.
I did a run right before this race where I was doing blue, 2 first red candle, and it didn't go so well, so I decided to stick with blue ring for this race. And I'm kind of glad I did. Had a little bit of trouble with taking damage there near the end.
So in this run, we saw 2 HUD clips from you, but 0 reverse clips. I know that doesn't quite meet your clip quota, but still very well done nonetheless.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had no dungeon swag. I don't think I got a single crotch sword and no swag arrow. And yeah, that reverse clip did not work out at all for me. So that's unfortunate. And I had a little an incident trying to keep a stored bomb count in 4 there in the air key room, which was kind of embarrassing, but what can you do?
Well, overall was a solid run. That reverse C in 9 was very good. So I mean, you know, well played from you.
Yeah, I think I only had 1 bomb there, so I was a little nervous, and I took the bubble bop and had to kind of just stand around for a bit, but all the Wizrobes then decided to just float around near me and be cooperative for a change.
Doesn't happen often.
Yeah, it looked like Southern Pretzel had a pretty good run himself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He had a race PB, finished sub 40. Was about a minute and a half behind his personal best, but very cleanly run for sure.
Yeah, and talk us through that route choice a little bit more, because I mean, you seemed really comfortable with the route you were running, and we talked a little bit in the booth about route choice making just a tremendous difference in a lot of these races.
Yeah, so like I said, I was trying to do 2 first red candle before this, but I learned blue ring and I kind of use it. It's called crutch on my splits for a reason. So I'm unfortunately not able to quite walk without that. I'll take a death in either 5 or 7 or somewhere in there. So this is kind of like my take on the route without getting the extra heart on the coast. So it saves a little bit of time because you can skip that, and if you're comfortable going in with the minimum hearts to get magical sword. And other than that, I think it's pretty much the standard, other than HUD clipping and all that goofiness. And actually Unos put together some Tazes for the best HUD clips to take to get to 2. So that was a new run to 2 for me this time, but that's for fun more than anything. I think it actually cost me a few seconds because I can't do the clips as fast as possible, but it's fun to do.
And it put a little bit of a scare in us when we saw you burn that bush on one of your HUD clips over at level 8, thinking you were going full on breasticle on us and gonna do level 8 in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would have everything I need to do 8 at that point, but it wouldn't be very fun with White Sword and fewer hearts than I'm used to.
Yeah, we're seeing Maligord finish up level 6 here. Unfortunate to see him take a couple of those deaths, but he'll be fluting over to level 2 and making the walk over to level 8. And hopefully finishing up his run here soon. It's giving us another prog rock anthem, Liquid. Little Emerson, Lake and Palmer coming at you.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys for doing the restream and the commentary. The kiddo just woke up as I was finishing, so I'm gonna head out here. But thanks again for commentating my time trial here. Sad that RK couldn't make it. He said he wasn't feeling well, so hopefully he gets better and has a good opponent to face next time.
Thanks so much for running, BGT. Congratulations again to you.
Yeah, GG again.
Thank you, guys.
So we're seeing Maligord stop in this Taken a cave here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him grab an extra potion here. Yeah, you want to have that potion handy for level 8 and level 9.
Yeah, certainly looks like the right call. I know things have not gone his way thus far, as the jazz flute gets broken out one last time for some Jethro Tull. The whistle over to 2, and he has his bombs out. I didn't see if has he already burned the bush to level 8.
No, we're going back to the candle.
Okay, there's the discretion being the better part of valor. Heading into level 8, let's all start cheering on Maligord here as he heads into this very difficult gray dungeon stretch of the game, and that manhandler right out of the gate saying, "You killed my brother with one bomb. You will pay for this."
Manhandler's revenge.
Yeah. Ooh.
So, Liquid, we're finishing up week 3 of the tournament so far. We've got a 5-week Swiss setup at the beginning of this tournament with the top 24 runners advancing to a double elimination bracket after the 5 weeks are up. What are your thoughts on things as week 3 is coming to a close?
My thoughts are that whoever decided to seed the brackets the way they have thus far has done a fantastic job, because the first week we got to see the stronger runners rewarded for their better times, which was great. I know it would have meant if I was in this tournament I'd have been playing against somewhere from Cantaloupe or Unos up, and it would have been a thrilling experience for me to get shamed on national television. But as the weeks go on, seriously though, these races get more and more competitive, and I can only imagine it's going to get better in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm anticipating some really, and not that, I mean, we saw a Unos versus Lack Attack race yesterday, and I mean, there have just been tremendous races in this round alone. We've also seen a new race world record set by Darkwing Duck a couple days ago.
Yeah, I mean, and perhaps the real joy of this tournament, because only one person can technically win the tournament, but I feel like anybody who has gotten back into this game and improved their time as a result of this tournament is the winner here. We've seen so many PBs coming through, upwards of 30 or 40 different people posting PBs since this tournament was announced. It's just been fantastic for the community as a whole.
Yeah, the community feels very revitalized in a lot of ways. Just everyone's posting PBs, and it's the time to prep when there's a tournament. So let's see how Maligord does with this 4-headed Gleeok. He's playing it safe, and
I'm digging this Gleeok fight.
Yeah, he's kind of got a rhythm here.
That was very well done.
It's all that practice on the recorder.
Oh man, small joint manipulation on those fingers. Got that Gleeok down. It almost feels like when you do 4 Hearts Wood Sword Gleeok in level 4, that 2-headed monster seems infinitely more difficult than this 4-headed guy. It does take, I think, 7 more hits to kill the first one in this route. So I guess not. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, I just want to say that one of the other things that's come out of this, the beginning stages of the tournament, is that we've also seen a couple new glitches and tricks and techniques developed for the game right at the start of the tournament. This the Rue Quarter glitch, as well as the Tri-Quarter, both of which are nice little time saves that now we're seeing runners incorporate into their runs in the tournament. So, so besides just individual PBs coming down for a lot of players, we're just still seeing the mechanics of this game pushed and poked and prodded, and we're seeing new techniques every week.
Oh, absolutely. We've already seen the Rue Quarter be put to use as Maligord finds his bombs. The Rue Quarter put to use, I believe, in a new world record for the second quest by Lack Attack, and the Tri-Quarter has already proven itself, in theory, has the ability to shave a couple of seconds off of a well-executed run in first quest.
Yeah, as long as you keep your whistle count right, that Tri-Quarter can be is a very efficient new technique. So Maligord is in level 9. He's making his way over to Patra 1. I think Maligord still has both potions, so I hope that he'll be in good shape to finish this level off.
Yeah, I mean, outside of some early troubles in the first Blue Lagoon room in level 8, Maligord did a fantastic job of clearing out level 8 while taking minimal damage. So he's got, like I said, he's got 14 hearts and red potions, so he's got 2 full refills of those 14 hearts to use when he sees fit. And looks like he is taking a slightly different route than what we are accustomed to here. Is he headed in the general direction of the red ring?
I think we're going to see a red ring here.
Wow. Not something you see every day outside of 100% runs, because it is almost more dangerous to go pick up the red ring than to avoid it. As you see, if you've seen that clue before, Patra has the map.
And a map get.
Yeah. This is a full experience level 9, and he is doing a great job of using that bubble to kind of shield him. Oh wow, that's very well done.
That was a great strat.
He is getting the red ring with full health. That is fantastic. I apologize for second guessing. Well, not full health, but close.
You had to commentator's curse him one more time.
At least I didn't say he was going to win the race, like happened to somebody the other day. I know died to Ganon after they said he was going to win.
That red ring is in a room that isn't even marked on the map. Often, if you're playing this game as a kid, or you might notice that the eye room in level 7, or Ganon guarding the eye room in level 9. You might have some suspicion that there'd be a secret room there or something, but that red ring room, at least in the first quest, is one of the most well-hidden secrets for a casual gamer, or probably was a big secret for you when you were a kid.
Yeah, and the tricky thing about level 9 is, the two items, one of which is absolutely required to finish the game, are in those 2 top left and right corners that technically don't show up on the map as a room. Let's see if he can grab that clock without leaving the room. He does. That is a fantastic get. This is going to be an extremely safe and destructive level 9 for Maligord if this keeps up.
Oh yes, the silver arrows are also in that blank room in the top left corner.
Yep, and I believe Ganon, either Ganon or Zelda, is in one of the eyes.
Right.
I can't remember which, but it's that left eye, obviously.
Oh, Patcher 2.
Yeah. Maligord is on a killing spree at this point, taking no prisoners whatsoever. Letting the bats live, I guess.
Well, that's why it's the red ring. Oh no, silver arrows are not in the very top left corner off the map.
Okay. I've been thinking it wrong for quite some time. Of course, I haven't seen the actual map to level 9 being used in a long time, so... Look, even these Wizrobes want no part of Maligord right now. They're just hanging, chilling out in this room, and he is casually slaughtering them.
Well, that's why they chose red for the red ring, because it just puts you into full slaughter mode.
I mean, the Maligord send their regards at this point. This is getting treacherous.
Yeah, I think we have a one-shot on Ganon coming up.
One more red Wizrobe goes down for good measure.
Yeah, he knows he can clip through this block, but instead he's just going to mow everyone down.
I mean, he essentially has, what, 56 hearts? And 2 refills of said 56 hearts. Kind of putting on an exhibition here in level 9 at this point. You know, Steven saying in chat, what's next, Zelda full health? I mean, he's probably going to have 2 potions he could use between Ganon and Zelda. So, who knows? Yeah, definitely exacting some revenge on level 6 at this point with these Wizrobes.
Maligord's combat has been really solid through this run. Again, a couple of unfortunate deaths in really unlucky, kind of larger time loss spots.
Yeah, and I mean, props to him absolutely for risking it for the biscuit, so to speak. Taking that 3 first run. That he may or may, I'm not sure how much time he had spent working on that. Certainly the higher risk. And all jokes aside about the red ring, he has done very well in situations here in levels 8 and 9 where he has absolutely had to.
Oh, absolutely. I think Recorder Room was another spot where, again, running the world record route is extra challenging, and it took him some time to mow down those blue Narc notes, but wow, does he make quick work of Patrick 3.
15 yards for giving him the business.
Alright, here's our Ganon fight.
Pretty sure Maligord could fight him any number of ways at this point. Having trouble getting the stun on him, but it's really a moot point. Takes a couple of hugs from the dead pig, and he is done. And he is going to finish before that quote-unquote hour time limit, so that'll save him some time on his average. Finishing in 3rd place here with an official SRL time of 58 minutes and 50 seconds. Every second matters in these races when it comes to seeding for each individual round. So props to him for finishing it out. Very well done.
Yeah, GG to Maligord. GG really to all of our runners. This is a really exciting quasi three-way race.
Yeah, I mean, we had the actual head-to-head going in opposite routes. We had the fun of watching Pretzel versus BGT's Blue Ring versus Red Candle. Very, lots of exciting, different divergences here. Enjoyable.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus a little bit of a concert with all that beautiful recorder music we got to hear. It really just goes to show you the depth of the skill level of the players in this community and in this tournament. There are so many players that are picking up times and are just very skilled at this game, and it's nice to be able to highlight them here on Speed Gaming.
Absolutely, it's been fun. From this end, I'm sure the runners are having a blast. I know what little tournament experience I have was just absolutely wonderful and enjoyable. Not sure if Maligord's going to come and explain to us why he slaughtered everybody, but we certainly appreciate it nonetheless from him. And want to thank him. Want to thank Southern Pretzel and BGT, along with Feasel and everyone at the Speed Gaming family of channels, for helping us put on this restream. And Amo, a pleasure as always working with you, whether it's your races or co-commentating with me. I've had a blast. Yeah,
it's been fun. Thanks for the commentary. Thanks to Speed Gaming, Feasel, and thanks to the admins for the tournament for just keeping things going. You know, JSR, Laugoat, we got some great folks running things, and there will be plenty of more races coming up in the next few weeks as we finish up the Swiss rounds and then head into the bracket stage.
Yeah, just looking at tonight, got a pretty solid slate of races this evening over on Speed Gaming 3 at 8:30 Eastern. Crystal Saver versus V. Resner. That's going to be an exciting one. And then back over here on the worldwide leader, Random Effect versus Zeb Gedney at 9 Eastern. They are actually racing back-to-back because they're also matched up in the randomizer tournament currently in the bracket stages. So they're going to be doing Vanilla and Rando both, one back-to-back, one right after the other. And then the nightcap and finishing off, I assume, this week's matches in the Vanilla Up+A tournament. Over on Gary on Old Wolf's channel, we've got Cananophone versus Zarnax 42. 3 great matches right there, just indicative of the level of quality we've seen from throughout this tournament. And like we were talking about earlier, I cannot wait for week 4 because I can only imagine it's only going to get better.
Agreed. Yeah, that Cananophone and Zarnax match is our last match of undefeated players in this round. Both of them sitting at 2-0. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yep, both the 3-0 and 2-1 groups are just full of landmines of devastating players at this point. The races are only getting better. The matchups are only getting tighter. And the commentary is only getting more in the way. So watch these runners, give them a follow. I think it's about time for us to take it out of here.
All right, Liquid. Thanks again.
My pleasure. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Give the runners a follow. Give the admins a follow. Give Amo a follow. He's in this tournament doing some damage. And like I said, stick around to check that schedule and see what's coming up next. And just have a great evening.